Okay, yeah. So thanks for coming, everyone. So today's workshop is going to be on submittals. I'm going to go through how to create a submittal package, how to create a submittal, how to respond, how to close, how to create a revision, and then a few tips and tricks as well in the background. So there's a good bit in this, so I'll try and keep to the 20 minutes, so I might fly through a little bit of it, but I think the parts that I'll fly through are the parts that you'll understand anyway. So basically, to create a submittal package, first thing we do is we press create up here and we click submittal package. So this is where you can keep all your window information or your door information or anything electrical or mechanical. So basically what you just do is you just create the submittal. So to create a submittal package, oops. And basically you just give it a title. So on this one, we're just going to call it Windows. You can see here it's number 11, which means it's the 11 package. And what I like to do is I like to put 11 just in front of the word submittal. So that means that there's 10 other submittal packages there as well. So there's other ones called electrical and mechanical. So this is just the 11th one we're creating on this job. So inside the description, then you would just create a little description. So I'm just going to copy and paste it in. You just type out something like, please see all Windows submittals. And that's just the umbrella term there for all your window packages are going, or all your window information will go into that package. So then all you do is you just press create package, and that's all you have to do. And that creates the initial submittal package called Windows. So to actually put information into that, so to actually create a submittal, again, top right hand corner, and you just click submittal. And from here, we'll be able to select our submittal package of Windows. Just give it a second to load. So then you would give it a title. So again, I'm just going to copy and paste in some of this rather than you watching me misspell a few words. So title, you have it there. If there's a spec section, you can include the spec section. I will do another Teams call and workshop on specs. So for the time being, if you're unsure, just hold on, we'll do a workshop in the future. So number 19 means that it's the 19th submittal that's been created on this job. It's not the 19th one that you yourself have created. It's the whole job. So you'd select a submittal type. So you have your benchmark, document, product information. You can see there, I'll go with shop drawing for this one. And this is where you click your submittal package. So that's the number 11 we just created there called Windows. So you put in whoever the responsible contractor is. So I'm just going to, and then who it's received from. So this can also be Clancy's as well. Submittal manager, it defaults to yourself, and the status is open. So the receive date is today's date, and the issue date is today's date. You can also put in a cost code if you want, and it's always good practice to put in a location as well. So you just click whatever the location is. In this case, I'll just say it's store 1. The distribution list, this is like CCing someone in an email. So you just include anyone you want inside this. So again, you can put in several different people. So I'll just put in column there. And then you put in your description of what it is. And then you add in the files as well, which you can just drag and drop. So again, you can just drag in a few files. Like so, or you can press attach files and you can press upload and it'll bring it back into your file explorer and you'll be able to go from there. You can just drag and drop them in like that. So there's 3 of them attached. And then down here, you have your submittal workflow. So you could have a template already created for your workflow. So in this one, you could say design team example, and I have this one pre-created. So you could create a templated workflow. I'll show you how to do that later on. So rather than every time you create something for electrical, you don't have to manually type in everyone's name. You could actually have it pre-created, and you can still edit it even if you wanted to. The key thing to note here is the steps. So you can have multiple people in a step. So in this example, you'll see that I have Brian and I have Trent here. So the 2 of them will be able to approve this together, but Andy won't be able to see it because he's in the second workflow. So until both Brian and Trent approve it, Andy won't be able to see it. You can put Andy into the first one as well, so you can have all of them together if you wanted to, and just take them out of the second one. This way, all 3 of them can approve it at the exact same time. But in this one, we're going to put it in to a second one. So just type them in there. Anywhere where the little tick box is means that the person has to respond. So if you don't have a tick on it, they don't have to respond to it. They will just see it. So the response is not required. So in this case, if I have Trent and Brian in this one, only Brian's response is required before it moves on to Andy. Once you have that done, you just press create and send emails. And that's that created. So that's how you create it. What I'm going to show you now is how to respond on the other end. So I've just created another dummy one there the other day. So like normal, you get an email notification comes in, you go into it, you can see the summary of it here, and you just click view online. And when you click view online, you're then able to respond to it. Just taking a second there now. So the other end, you can see this is what the person will see on their end. Let's say workflow in progress. This submittal requires your attention. Big orange banner up the top. And we're logged in here as Andy, so we pretend to respond as Andy. You put in a response. You can attach in any files that you want here. Again, like the process before, press attach files. You're able to drag as well from your own computer if you want to. Then you press next. And from here, you put in a response type. So I go to different response types that you can put in. You have for record only, status A approved, status B plus approved with comments, status B minus revise and resubmit, status C rejected, and then void. So you select whichever one you want. No matter which one you click, I would always put in a comment as well. Even if it's something status A approved, just say approved as well, having additional comments. So from here, we're just going to add in an extra comment. Then once you have that done, press review. Now, if there was somebody else in the workflow, in the other example I showed you, seen that Brian and Trent are in the same one, it would say Andy would be next. So that's how you know there'll be other people in the workflow as well. And any attachments you put in would also be seen here. Once you have that done, just press respond. And that then goes back. So this is two completely separate submittals I'm showing you here now. But it was just for speed on this. I just created one and had it ready. So yeah, that's how you create a submittal, and then it's how you respond to a submittal. So then to close a submittal, then all you have to do then is you just go in here, click view, and you'll close and distribute the submittal. This is like every other tool on Procore, an inspection, an observation, a snag, anything that you create, you are also responsible for closing. So whoever creates the submittal also closes the submittal. So you can see here, the workflow is complete. You can see here that Andy has said status B, revise and resubmit. So this has to be done again. But in order to create a revision, you must first close the first one. So to close it, close and distribute up here. You send it to the relevant people. You include any message. It would be something like, please resend as per comments. And then you can put on whatever response you want as well. So this one says fail to meet requirements. You would include this and send it on to whoever needs to see it. And then just press distribute. That then is how you close and distribute it all. So you can see here, little summary up on top, it's been distributed, gives you time and date, etc. So this one has needed to be resubmitted. So in order to create a revision, you press the three dots, create revision. And you fill out the information the same as before that we did a lot. It remembers from before what you've done. So you just need to put in any new information that needs to be put in. And just remember over here, the one here is because it is revision 1. That's why I just created that revision. So the first time we did it on that other one I was talking about, it had a 0 there, but on this one now it's revision 1. Once you've filled in all the information that you're supposed to do, you press create and send email. And that's how it's done. So that's how you create a submittal package, how you create a submittal, how you respond to a submittal, how you close it, and how to create a revision. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm just going to show you a few things that you can do behind the scenes for submittals. So if we go into the settings configuration up here, the little gear icon. You can do stuff for submittals like have a default submittal manager. So you could select a default submittal manager. You could have a default distribution list as well. So rather than typing out everybody into the distribution list, you could have that pre-set up. And if you have a pre-set up and you create a submittal and you don't want one of those people to be on it, you can just take them out by clicking the X right beside it. You can change stuff as well, like the number of days it takes to respond. You can edit that. And I do know a lot of people have said to me that they get an awful lot of emails about submittal. So down here, you do have the ability to turn on and off email if you're getting too many notifications, and you can see who needs those notifications. There's also one other one I just want to show you. It was a custom field here. In one of the submittals I created, I had a custom field called test 1 to 9. You could put something in here like a priority. So when you're creating your submittal, you can have a specific field called priority, and you could rank your submittals 1, 2, 3, or you could put something in there like site manager or contracts manager or something like that. Another one I'll show you here is the submittal workflow. So this is the one that I showed you earlier on that I created. It's called design team example. And here you can create a workflow. So if you have submittals that go out to electrical people, you could have all those people in the one workflow template created, so you don't have to type in each time. And to do that, all you have to do is to add new template, call it electrical. There goes my bad spelling again. And then you just type in the person's name again. So you could say, put Brian in there as an approver, and I'll give him 14 days. I'll give him 7 instead. You can add in another user. Another Brian, give him 14 days, and I'll put somebody else in along with Brian. And then that's that created. Just press update down there, and that's that created. So anytime you have submittals that are specifically for electrical or mechanical people, you can use that template. You don't have to type in all their names, and you can still edit it. So you can take people's names out if you want, or you can add in more people and change dates. But it's a very good, useful tool that can save time, particularly if you're doing maybe 10 electrical ones at once or something like that. Once you've that done, you just press update. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is the workflow user, to replace a workflow user. So sometimes people leave or are part of the design team. So you might have an architect who leaves, but they may still have stuff in their court. But somebody else might come in and take the job. So rather than manually going through every single submittal you have with somebody's name and replace it with somebody else, you can use this very quick tool. It's called Replace Workflow User. So whoever the current user is, let's just say that it's Trent. And Trent has now left his company, and we want to replace all the submittals that are open with the ball in court with Trent. We want to replace them with Andy. So any submittal workflow that's open that has Trent with the ball in court, it will now be moved to Andy instead. And all this will be documented as well. So if you do change it, there is a change history, and you'll be able to see that you did take out Trent for Andy on such and such a date at such and such a time. A very useful tool. So to do that, all you do then is just press replace and save, and that's it. And that's kind of that. I just wanted to give you a quick show there on the Matter, which is a very good one there for actually the packages. So you can see there, we just created one there called 11 Windows. You can see they're very nicely done here. All the ceiling and partitions are here. All electrical is here. There's loads more of them, mechanical, etc. You can see they're grouped very nicely together. If you don't put them into a submittal package, they will go into a group just called, I think it's unpackaged, I think is what it's called. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I know I kind of went through that a little bit on the fast side. I covered a lot of things there, but I'm more than happy after this call in the coming weeks to sit down with anybody who needs any help at all. Just one more thing I'll show you as well is here on this page, you can see there's an awful lot of headings here. Sometimes you may not want to see all those headings. So with the little 3 dots here, you can take out certain stuff, and it'll kind of make it a bit more cleaner for you if you want. And there you go, it makes it a little bit cleaner, and you can change which ones are in which position by simply just moving them around like that. But that's pretty much it. And again, from another tutorial that we did before, you could link this up with the reports tool on Procore. So all the tools are now been linked together, as you can see. So if anyone has any questions there, feel free to ask.
Connor, that's a good presentation there again. That's a handy tool to replace workflow. I could have done that yesterday. It would have saved me a bit of time, to be honest. So, but yeah, it's quite a complicated tool, submittals, and majority of people on here probably don't create submittals. So, their probably priority would be to search for information. So, by all means, when you get into the project or into this page here, use the filter button to get what you want. A lot easier, especially when job gets filled up with a lot of submittals. So, but yeah, no, well done. Good presentation.
Connor, just a quick one there. So when, say for instance, the project's been going and a lot of submittals are unpackaged, you can actually change them into a package, edit them out and change them back into a package, or do they stay unpackaged?
You can change them into packages as well.
Okay.
So when you're creating a submittal package, at the bottom it will ask you down here, is there any of the previous submittals you want to add existing submittals to a package? So you can do that down here. Yeah, that can be done.
Connor, sorry, Connor, can I ask you quickly as well? See, once it's approved, where does the actual approvals end up? You know, do they automatically go into a folder, or is there an approval list?
They're all stored here inside the submittals. That's where you'll access all that information.
So they stay in submittals, yeah.
Yeah. You can print them off as PDFs down here by just clicking this little button, and it'll open it up as a PDF.
Right. Okay.
Again, you can use the filter just to filter by response, so that you can see which submittals are approved or not. So, again, for anyone that's just looking for information, use that filter button to get what you need. So if you're looking for status A approved, you can filter by status A or status C or whatever. Or closed is another one in terms of status. You can have that open and closed. So use that filter button to get what you want.
And the procedure to go along with it is PRCM 26, the technical submittal procedure. It doesn't go into the detail Connor just went into, but it's the overall procedure for managing technical submittals.
Yeah, and I think the responses are can vary from job to job in terms of status A, B, and C. Some design teams like that a bit more refined, some don't. So again, that can be changed in the back end, but
yeah,
probably just better off touching base with Connor on that when that situation arises.
Yeah, and obviously if you create revisions of submittals and stuff, the old revisions they stay in the background there, and you can still access them and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, one important thing I would say there's, again, use the filter. There's an add filter, and then there's an option for current revision, and make sure that current revision is ticked yes, or else you'll see all the older revisions. So I use that a lot too.
Yeah. Any other questions there from anyone?
Connor, no question, no, just say thanks for that again. Very useful and informative. I think as Brian said, it's probably very, very relevant to the project managers. I see there's only a couple on, but other than that, I think there's good numbers on, in fairness. A big thanks to everyone for turning up to it as well. And again, 25 minutes of good information, and the recording is there, so well worthwhile. So yeah, that's all. Connor, thanks for that.
Perfect. Anybody, anything else there?
Oh, thanks, Connor.
No,
No bother. Unfortunately, I have no Liverpool announcements to make, but the Euros is starting this evening, and Scotland will be captained by Liverpool's Andy Robertson, for anyone who's interested.
Thanks for that, Connor. Thanks for the useful information.
Cheers, Connor.
Thanks, Connor.
All right. As always, the recordings will be up on YouTube. Thanks, everyone.
Cheers, Connor. Thanks.
Bye. Thanks.
Connor, good luck.